Welcome to Budapest, and to a special episode of Judo for the World. Hungary's picturesque capital has been a regular stop on the World Judo Tour for the past few years, but now steps up to host its flagship event, the 2017 Suzuki World Championships. It's the biggest judo show on earth, with unprecedented levels of media coverage as everyone in the world swarms to witness the crowning of 14 world champions. For the judo family, it's a busy time. The International Judo Federation held its congress before the event, during which the re-elected president, Mr. Marius Vizar, laid out his vision for the continued development of the sport on the global stage. It was also an opportunity to celebrate the Federation's 65th anniversary, which was marked by a spectacular gala dinner at the Hungarian State Opera House, during which the achievements of the sport's stars, both past and present, were recognised. And of course, then there was the judo itself. The Pap Laszlo Sport Arena saw hundreds of athletes from every corner of the globe descending on the city to play their parts in the story of the championships. There were several young talents in action who've caught the eye on the World Judo Tour recently. Would they realise their potential in Budapest? And amongst the established names in action, one stood out. That of 8-time world champion Teddy Riner, who would experience his hardest title defence to date. How would he get on? After a fantastic opening ceremony for which Russian President Mr. Vladimir Putin was in attendance, the judo was ready to begin. So join us as we bring you all the best stories and action from this fantastic judo extravaganza. In action at under 66 kilograms was Japanese judo sensation Abai. He is the talisman for a new generation of superstars emerging on the World Judo Tour. And having just turned 20, he was overwhelming favourite to take gold here in Budapest. Such expectations are not loaded on young shoulders lightly, but Abai has more than proved his ability, taking Grand Slam gold in both Tokyo and Paris with considerable panache. In his eliminations, he once again boasted the dynamic throwing judo he has become known for. As soon as he had hold of his opponents, his next move was to attack. The world number 4 comes in from all angles, throwing with a mix of techniques which are always executed with breathtaking speed and precision. The quarterfinals saw young take on old, as Abai met the veteran crowd pleaser Georgi Zantaraya of the Ukraine, who has also made a name for himself as a big thrower. Your commentator is former world champion Neil Adams.
Abai ready to attack. Zantaraya has to be careful here, because he's got so many techniques. Kouchi Gary! What a beautiful driving Kouchi that was. Look how he drives and look at the distance he gets. So now Zantaraya has to come back. He's got the sleeve now! Oh, look at that! Osoda Gary, full overthrow, gets the Wazari, and it was off the Sodi grip. Brilliant stuff, that really was. And again, he drives over to the corner. Now, can he get more control over Zantaraya? Zantaraya trying to get away. Oh, he's gone over for the Ippon. Seanagi this time, and it was readjustment all the way from Abai. He knew that he had to put him onto his back to get the Ippon, and that is exactly what he did. Incredible judo from Abai.
At the semi-final stage, Abai encountered another young fighter making waves in the form of Georgia's Vaja Margvelashvili, a double World Judo Tour gold medalist this year. But whilst normally Margvelashvili would be a talking point, here the only word on everyone's lips was Abai, as he took the Georgian down for a Wazari before holding him for the full Ippon win. Abai was through to the final. But at least Margvelashvili did not have to go home empty-handed, as he took bronze against Korea's Kim Lim-won, showing that he too has an exciting future ahead of him. Whilst Zantaraya had to make way for another young crowd pleaser, as he was defeated by Israel's Tal Flicker for the second bronze medal on offer. 3 world medalists aged 25 and under in the division, as judo's new generation was shining in Budapest. Yet there was one experienced head left in the race for gold. Russia's Mikhail Pulayev would take on Abai, hoping to at last become world champion in his 3rd consecutive final. But for the Russian, it would be a big ask. The momentum Abai had gathered along the way made him a juggernaut. Surely nothing could stop him becoming world champion in Budapest.
Pulayev, his 3rd world final, and he wants more than just silver this time, but he's got his work cut out here. This man, Sony! Oh, it's all over. What a nip-on there. Oh, my goodness me. This boy is absolutely brilliant. Smile on his face says it all. Sony Surikomigoshi there on Pulayev, and Pulayev couldn't stop it. That was brilliance. He is going to be there for such a long time. And who can stop him now coming up to the next Olympic Games? Because he's destroyed a class field and he's done it in style. Sony Surikomigoshi, the hips go across. Pulayev, he knows that he's going to have to do something special to get off this one, but he's going upwards. And look at the head there of Abai. It goes downwards. He looks to where Pulayev is going to land. He lands for the full ippon, and we have a new world champion.
We caught up with the new world champion the next day.
Before this tournament, I just turned 20 years old, and the World Championships here in Budapest was my first competition, not as a teenager. I was able to do my own style of judo, and I'm happy because I became world champion. My judo style is to always go for the ippon. What I always keep in mind is to get 2 hands on my opponent and to really finish the throw to be sure that my opponent lands on his back and the match will be over. When I get my grip with 2 hands on, I'm always confident that I can throw my opponent. The moment that I entered for the throw, I really thought that I had to put him on his back hard and decisively. When the referee called ippon, I had goosebumps, and I was very, very happy. When I won, it was just a pure and natural reaction to smile. I didn't think about it. It just naturally came out. Nothing can recreate that moment and the emotions I felt after winning the final. In the run-up to these World Championships, it was my ultimate goal to win, and I promised myself I'd be on the top spot of the podium. When I saw the Japanese flag being raised and heard the national anthem being played, this is the moment it hit me that I'd become champion of the world. I spent a lot of time with my Japanese teammates in preparation for the events, especially for these World Championships. When we are training together, we all have the same goal, which is to become world champion or win the next competition. But on the other hand, when we are not training in our downtime, we relax, we have fun, and we're good buddies. It's our ultimate goal to win the mixed team event here at these championships, and I'm sure that our team spirit will play a role in our results here. I have a little sister who is also a judoka, and before the final, she sent me a message saying to go for it. So, as the older brother, I wanted to have a good performance and to become world champion. I was really happy to be able to be a good role model for her, and I look forward to competing alongside her at this stage in the future.
At under 60 kilograms, there was a chance for redemption for Japan's Takato Naohisa. Once touted as the next big thing after winning World Championship gold in 2013, Takato's results at the highest level have since been disappointing. Budapest was a chance for the Olympic bronze medalist to regain his world-beating form and fend off the emerging competition in Japan. His route to the final once again saw him impress with his unique brand of Japanese judo blended with the grappling style of nations like Mongolia and Georgia. Awaiting him in the final was Azerbaijan's world number 6, Orkan Safarov. His performance during the day also caught the eye, and with next year's World Championships being staged in his home country, he showed that he'll be a top spectator draw. At the semi-final stage, he bested Olympic bronze medalist Diorbek Urazboev of Uzbekistan, throwing first for a wazari with a dropping Sodi Surikamigoshi, before finishing the bout by ippon, after countering Urazboev in a real pressure point moment. The Azerbaijani was ecstatic to be contesting his first world final. It was the first time that Takato had made it this far since his win in Rio 4 years ago. Could he become a double world champion in Budapest?
Well, Takato really has been back to form. Ouchi Gary there. Great change of direction. That's a wazari. Look at that. Safarov tries the Kosoto, but gets countered. Great change of direction from Takato. It really was. That foot just drives off. Mr. Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, with the President of the IJF, Mr. Marius Visa. Just loving this match. Oh, there he goes again, Takato! Oh, he scored the ippon this time! Well, it looked as if he was going to score big the first time, but this time he absolutely buries him with the ouchi. And Safarov goes right the way onto his back, and this man is back on top. 4 years since he's been world champion, but now he regains his world title. That was an amazing performance from him. It really was.
There was a fresh Japanese face topping the podium in the women's under 48 kilogram division, after Tonaki Funa defeated Mongolian veteran Munkbat Uransetseg in the final by a wazari, as Japan continued a dominant performance across the lightweight categories. She was joined by her teammate Kondo Ami, who took bronze against Serbia's Melissa Nikolic. The final place on the podium would be taken by either Russia's Irina Dolgova or Kazakh world number 1, Galbadrak Otgonsetseg.
Well, Dolgova's got to go in hard if she attacks. Because this lady, she can do that! That was an amazing uranagi, that was. And, well, Dolgova didn't go in strong enough. What an amazing uranagi to win bronze there. And Galbadrak there controls her all the way over. Look at the control she has of the sleeve, the determination on her face, and look at that left hand there. That left hand just controls her all the way to the mat. Brilliant control, and that face says it all.
Overwhelming favourite for gold at under 52 kilograms was Kosovo's Olympic and double world champion, Majlinda Kelmendi. After a slow but ultimately convincing start, the world number 1, unbeaten in nearly 2 years, made it through to the semi-finals. There she met Japan's Shishime Ai, who, though looking impressive, would not have been fancied to topple the mighty Kelmendi and succeed where so many of her compatriots have failed in the past. But judo is difficult to predict, and as their contest passed 5 minutes of golden score, a tired Kelmendi was countered for a wazari by Shishime, who made the final in her place. Things would go from bad to worse for Kelmendi as she lost out to Brazil's Erica Miranda for bronze. It was the Brazilian's 4th World Championship medal, with only the gold now eluding her. There was a cause for Russia to cheer, as Natalia Kuzyatina defeated Israel's Gilly Cohen with a pin for ippon to take the remaining bronze on offer. The final was an all-Japanese affair, with Shishime defeating her compatriot Tsunoda Natsumi with a wonderful uchimata for ippon. 4 golds from 4 categories so far for Japan, an incredible start for them. Here's what Kelmendi had to say at the end of a disappointing day.
When I go in competition, even if I'm favorite, I think that I can also lose in the first fight and I can also take gold. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's just fine for me. I have everything. Europeans, Worlds, Olympics, and then this award which I took 2 nights before. I'm just happy with my life. Everything's fine.
And Japan weren't done there, as they had another rising star on show at under 73 kilograms. Hashimoto Soichi can only be called a rising star because he has been in the shadow of his teammate, the world and Olympic champion Ono Shohei. But the world #1 has an incredible record on the World Judo Tour. Though he wasn't at his best in Budapest, he had something special in store for his semi-final against European champion Hidayat Haydarov of Azerbaijan.
Haydarov has had amazing form all day. Hashimoto, oh, we haven't seen his Sodi, but oh, we have now! That was amazing! Haydarov right the way over the top. Look at that, off the one hand. And we haven't seen that since Koga. That was superb. Haydarov couldn't stop it, and that Sodi Surakamegoshi has taken him into the final. Haydarov thought he'd stopped it, and Hashimoto said, "You're going over, and I'm going through to the final."
In a clash of world #1 and world #2, Azerbaijan's Rustam Orujov would face Hashimoto in the final, after he came through a fast-paced semi-final against world #3 An Chang-grim, in which the Korean scored a wazari before being thrown for ippon by Orujov, all in just 30 seconds. In the final, Hashimoto struck in golden score with a Sianagi attack, which upon close inspection by the referee commission was judged to be a wazari. A world championship decided by the finest of margins. Hashimoto overcome. Finally, he steps out of Ono's shadow. Bronze medals were taken by Anne, who defeated Georgia's Lasha Shavdatuashvili, and also Mongolia's Ganbatar Odbayar, who threw Haydarov for a wazari in golden score to delight his nation's travelling fans and make Budapest an event Haydarov would rather forget. There was a huge surprise at under 81 kilograms, as an emotional world #124 became world champion. Germany's Alexander Weiczerzak was very much the giant killer in Budapest. To start with, he took out world silver medalist Antoine Valois-Fortier of Canada. World #1 Alan Kubetsov then also found himself on the wrong end of the German, as the Russian suffered an early end to his day too. After reigning world champion Nagase Takanori's defeat, Weiczerzak's semi-final victory against Olympic champion Hassan Kalmazeev meant that all the favourites were out of the running for gold. For Weiczerzak, it was a dream come true. He would contest World Championship gold against another unexpected finalist in Italy's Matteo Marconcini. Halfway through the contest, a trademark strangulation attack from Weiczerzak earned him a submission victory and a place in the history books. A perfect end to an extraordinary day for German judo fans, which showed just how unpredictable this sport can be. The bronze medals were taken by Iran's Saeed Molei and Kalmazeev, who recovered from his defeat to beat Mongolia's Ot Gonbatar. The Olympic champion picking up a first World Championship medal. In the under 90 kilogram division, Serbia celebrated their first ever World Judo Champion, but from a surprising source. Their world #1, Alexander Kukol, was highly favoured, but instead it was his understudy, Nemanja Majdov, who shocked the world by taking gold. At the semi-final stage, he faced home hero Todd Christian, for whom there were high hopes from Hungarian judo fans. However, Majdov would break their hearts with a superb dropping shoulder throw in golden score. He was through to the final, and Todd's dreams of World Championship gold on home soil were shattered. Facing Majdov in the final was Slovenia's Mihail Skank, another surprise package. A Shido and golden score to the Slovenian would complete Majdov's fairy tale day, as he was crowned world champion. Tot suffered another crushing defeat as he lost the bronze to the defending world champion Gwak Dong-han from Korea. After the contest, he saluted the crowd and gave thanks for the support they had given him throughout the day. And though they were disappointed, they gave him a standing ovation as he left the tatami. An amazing performance from Georgia's Ushangi Margiani meant Kukol was forced to leave Budapest without a medal, as he was defeated in the other bronze medal match. Margiani overjoyed with the victory. At under 57 kilograms, Mongolia's Dorjsuren Sumia was looking to break Japan's dominance in the female categories. The world number one was hoping to put on a good show for the newly elected president of her country, Batulga Kaltmagin, who is also president of the Mongolian Judo Federation. The Olympic silver medalist from Rio is renowned for her dropping shoulder throws and Sodi Soriko Migoshi attacks, and in Budapest she did not disappoint, producing some perfect examples for the spectators in attendance and those watching at home. After defeating Korea's Kwon Yu-jong at the quarter-final stage, she took on Panama's dangerous Miriam Roper. Roper has been known to cause an upset from time to time, but thankfully for Mongolia, Dorjsuren's trusty dropping shoulder throw once again served her well. She was one fight away from being crowned world champion. Roper would go on to lose out for bronze against Great Britain's Nicola Smith-Davis, giving them their first World Championship medal in 7 years. Laying in wait for Mongolia's warrior Dorjsuren was another phenomenal young Japanese talent. Yoshida Tsukasa has wowed the judo world with her throwing skills over the past few years, but is only now making her debut at a World Championships. After pinning Dorjsuren's teammate Lukhagva to go in round 1, Yoshida showed glimpses of her famous Uchimata attack against Serbia's Jovana Rogic. At the semi-final stage, she once again used a pin, turning over Hélène Receveau of France and immobilizing her for the full 20 seconds to score ippon and secure a place in her first World Championship final. The showdown with Dorjsuren for the gold was now set. Receveau bounced back from her defeat to claim the other bronze medal on offer after defeating Portugal's Telma Monteiro by Wazari. The final between Dorjsuren and Yoshida would be an epic encounter. The pair fought past the regular 4-minute contest time and into golden score, judo's equivalent of sudden death. Here, the clock keeps ticking until one fighter gets a breakthrough. After nearly 13 minutes on the tatami, the atmosphere inside the arena had reached fever pitch.
The new president of Mongolia, Mr. Batulga, can't believe they're still at it. 13 minutes into this match, and it's 8.5 minutes into golden score! Oh, yes, she's got it! Look at that! Look at the smile on the president's face! And, well, she's world champion. She was world number one for so long, and now at last she's world champion. It never looked as if it was going to end here. And then Koshi Guruma, and she took her over for a Wazari. The whole of Mongolia celebrate, and I saw tears in Mr. Batulga's eyes, that's for sure. Well, we can't believe it here in the commentary position. It was just an amazing situation. The longest contest I've ever known, and this lady is the new world champion.
I am very happy that I have become the World Judo Champion and that I am the second woman from Mongolia to have achieved this. Of course, the final was a very long match. It was my first ever 13-minute long contest. Getting the Wazari at the end was an immensely intense, happy moment for me for sure. I did not know what was happening. I was so happy. I got in touch with my parents, of course, afterwards. I was crying during the ceremony, and I was very happy during the national anthem of Mongolia. My family told me that they were all crying with me at the same time. I started judo when I was 15 years old. In 2008, at the Beijing Olympic Games, Naidan Toshinbaya won the first gold medal for our country. I have been inspired by that moment ever since. In 2013, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Mungbat Orantsetseg was the first Mongolian female judo champion of the world, and I was there with her. I was very happy for her. At that moment, I saw that I could do it too, if I put in the hard work and was determined. I received an amazing amount of inspiration from her. I would like to thank our president, Mr. Batolga, who has been supporting Mongolian judo for many years and helped us to achieve so much success. I'm also incredibly happy to have made him so happy by becoming world champion. Mongolian people are very strong people, and our president and our federation continue to support us in everything we do.
The under 63 kilograms saw a renewal of one of judo's most thrilling rivalries, as Clarissa Agbegnenou once again tried to dethrone Slovenia's reigning world and Olympic champion, Tina Trstenjak. France's world number 3 was once again on incredible form, and none could withstand her devastating attacking judo. World number 1 Trstenjak is the only one in the division with an answer for her, having beaten her in 2 major finals. But in Budapest, Agbegnenou would finally break the jinx, winning on Shidos to become a double world champion. Bronzes went to Mongolia's Baldorj Mungunchimeg and Poland's Agata Ozdoba. The under 70 kilogram division saw an example of judo's diversity, as Puerto Rico's Maria Perez was on brilliant form. She dispatched both Olympic bronze medalist Sally Conway of Great Britain and the highly fancied Frenchwoman Marie-Eve Gailly on her path to a semi-final matchup against Asma Niang of Morocco. There, in a moment Perez will never forget, she dug deeper than ever before, producing a clever wazari in golden score. Euphoria for Perez, as she guaranteed herself a spot on the World Championship podium, and became the first ever Puerto Rican in a World Championship final. But the gold medal would prove to be one step too far, as in the final, Japan's Arai Chizuru caught her cleverly with a strangulation technique and forced Perez to submit. Another gold medal for Japan to cheer, but great to see yet another nation medaling at a World Championships. Colombia's incredible Yuri Alvear gave Pan America another medal to cheer when she defeated Gailly by Ippon to take bronze. And there were emotional scenes as Spaniard Maria Bernabeu took the remaining bronze by defeating Niang. The gravity of her achievement hitting home as the final gong sounded. Brazil were in with a shout of gold at under 78 kilograms. The door was open for Mayra Aguiar to step up after the retirement of her old nemesis, Kayla Harrison of the US. She was on blistering form all through the day, winning all but one of her contests by Ippon as she set up a final with the reigning world champion, Japan's Umeki Mami. A surprise package back in 2015 when she won gold, Umeki would now have a tough ask in defending her title against Aguiar in such breathtaking form. We joined the contest in golden score.
Well, Umeki, she knows what she's got to do now, but so does Aguiar. Aguiar looks very determined to me. Looking for the positive grip, there's the Kouchi, and it's all over. She's done it. She has won her second world title. And that was a beautifully executed Kouchi there, Great change of direction. Look how she drives off that back leg there, and she directs it down with her hands. That smile says, I am the two-time world champion, and Aguiar of Brazil has done it in style.
Natalie Powell added a second bronze to Great Britain's medal tally after throwing Mahinda Verkerk of the Netherlands for Ippon. Whilst Cuba got their first bronze of the championships after Kaliema Antomarchi defeated Japan's Sato Ruika, as Antonio Castro cheered from the stands. The over 78 kilograms category finally saw a successful title defence, as China's Yu Song made sure that the world title she took in 2015 stayed hers. Her best moment was this big ippon during the eliminations, as she would go on to take the gold by defeating Japan's Asahina Sera by a penalty point in golden score. Bronze medals were taken by Korea's Kim Min-jong, who triumphed against Turkey's Kyra Sayet, and Azerbaijan's Irina Kinzerska, who overcame Tessie Savelkoels of the Netherlands. The final of the men's under 100 kilograms would see Japan's Aaron Wolf taking on Georgia's Varlam Lipatiliani. Another one of Japan's new generation, Wolf's fantastic Uchimata was on display throughout the day. In the final, Lipatiliani would be wise to it. The Olympic silver medalist is a seasoned athlete and would be aiming for his first world title, having previously taken 2 bronzes and a silver.
Wolf has to do something now. 2 Shidos down, he knows he has to do something. He's got the Uchimata. He's also got a good change in direction. There's the Uchimata. Oh, Uchigari! And that was the change in direction. Oh, beautifully taken from Wolf. And while he had to do something there, Lipatiliani couldn't do anything about the change in direction. Look at the drive off the back leg. Look at the control with the lapel hand. And he takes him down for the best score of his life. What a lovely Ouchigari. And look at the landing. Wolf is world champion.
Bronze medals went to Azerbaijan's Elmar Gasimov and to Russia's Kirill Denisov, who continued to impress at under 100 kilograms, with a convincing victory against world number 1, Michael Korel of the Netherlands. But there was no doubting the champion. Wolf's clever display in the final showed he was deserving of his spot on top of the podium. We asked Neil to talk us through his golden score Wazari in our dojo.
In the final of the minus 100 kilos category, Aaron Wolf of Japan against Lipatiliani of Georgia, both going for their very first world titles. And what happened was, Aaron Wolf has a great Uchimata, but he also has a really good Ouchigari, and they work perfectly together. So what he did all day, throwing with his Uchimata. In golden score, he decides to switch it to his Ouchigari. So first of all, he hits hard with the Uchimata, switches it to the OG, and he gets the score. It was the best score of his life, and it was to winning the world title.
Choosing a top 3 from Budapest was impossible, so here's a selection of beautiful ippons for you to enjoy.
Anything can happen now. Oh, and it does! Look at that! Ashiwaza. Brilliant. I'm over! Oh, she takes it down with the Ashiwaza. Tanio Tosh, actually. And look at that. Her feet nearly touch the ceiling. Montero looking fantastic. Now, Taitoshi! Oh, what a throw! Well, actually, it was Seatoshi. Arm round the back. Oh, that was Tewaza! He just did it with the hands. Oh, that was brilliant. Shoved that to Ashvili, looking for the Kosoto. Can he climb it? Yes, he can! Kosoto into a Ranagi, and that was huge. It really was. Look at the lift he gets. Amazing. Trying to get the arm over. And she's got her back to her. What an ashiwaza that was. A kuriashi harai. And the Cuban celebrates. Arm over. Oh, he takes him back. Look at the face on him there and the determination. He just places him onto his back. Now, what's going to happen? Looks like Osoto! Oh! Conway goes over. And that was brilliant. That was off the sleeve, that Osoto, Gary. And, well, Conway couldn't stop it. Gefrida. Now what? Oh, look at that. Oh, that was so sweet there. Swat the foot. Brilliant ashiwaza. Oh, Yoko Otoshi! Ho, ho, ho. Now then, Baldorj. Can she do it? Is it another medal? Yes, it is! Oguruma! And that is another medal for this Mongolian machine. Brilliant! What a performance from her. What a performance from Mongolia. Look how she lands on her shoulders there. No doubting that that is an ippon.
Our final category features judo's undisputed king. He is a double Olympic champion and an 8-time world champion. He is without parallel, and his name is Teddy Riner. Still only 28 years old, the Frenchman has time to set the bar even higher for those following in his footsteps. Budapest was Riner's first outing on the tatami since the Olympic Games in Rio, but there seemed no sign of ring rust. In the quarterfinals, he defeated Brazil's Rafael Silva by throwing for Wazari and securing a pin, making it 4 ippons from 4 contests as he progressed to the semi-finals. But a dynamic new Georgian opponent awaited him. Guram Tushishvili has taken the division by storm in Riner's absence. And the European champion and Baku Grand Slam gold medalist once again dazzled with his speed as he set up the eagerly anticipated matchup with Riner. A fighter with Tushishvili's style is a new threat for Riner, and as the pair came out into the arena, everyone in the judo world held their breath. Could this be the moment Riner met his match? The contest was just as close as everyone thought it would be. Tushishvili was relentless, trying everything he could think of to fell the mighty Frenchman. But he stood his ground and took all the Georgian had to throw at him. The contest could not be decided inside normal time, so it progressed into golden score. Would Riner see off this new challenger?
Tushishvili really taking it to Riner. Riner is in a place that he's never been before. This is golden score, so any score now can take this. Oh, he's gone down! Teddy Riner has gone down. And, well, the Georgians think that he's got it. Look at this ashiwaza. He catches Riner. Now, does he land on his side? Is the upper part of his body, does it make contact with the mat? And that was amazing. I don't think it has. I think his elbow was down. Definitely his elbow was down. And that won't be a score. Teddy Riner bleeds again. So he's still on for his 9th title. The crowd don't like it, but it's not a score. Now Riner, arm over the top. Now what can Tushishvili do? He can't stop it. Riner gets the Wazari. And Riner has pulled it out of the bag. That was amazing from him. He dug down deep and he showed us what a great champion he really is. Tushishvili, well, he won it in 1 second and in the next second he's lost it. And that's some Aguiar there that has got Teddy Riner out of trouble so many times. It gets him out of trouble again. He takes Tushishvili down and he's through to the final. Title number 9, it's still on the cards, but he's still got to win the final. And that was amazing stuff from the great Teddy Riner. He's a great champion and he showed us that he can really dig deep.
Riner's opponent in the final had also come to fight. World number 1 David Moura of Brazil is a stylish technician, and he boasted some beautiful judo during the day, including 2 spectacular uchimatas. The first of which was this one against Mongolia's veteran Naidan Tuvshinbaya. And the second came against home favourite Borbana at the semi-final stage, securing Moura's place in the final and leaving the home crowd in shock. Bor would go on to lose out for a bronze, yet like Toth before him, he still received the support of the home crowd. Whilst his opponent Silva signed autographs to celebrate his bronze medal win. There was just time for some more heroics in the tale of Naidan's remarkable career, as the Mongolian hero defeated Tushishvili to finally add a World Championship medal to his collection. It rounded off a brilliant event for Mongolian judo. But watch out for Tushishvili. And so we come down to the final match of the day, Riner versus Moura. Like the semi-final before it, the contest was tense as Moura took the fight to Riner. Once again, Teddy would have to face a nervous golden score.
1.5 minutes into golden score, David Moura fighting Teddy Riner better than he'd ever done. And Teddy Riner is really having to dig deep yet again. Semi-final was bad enough and now he's having to do it again. That has won him his 9th title. He gets the Ippon. That was great stuff from Teddy Riner. The French celebrate, Teddy Riner celebrates, and David Moura says, "You've done it again." That was incredible stuff. He really did have to dig deep. 1.5 minutes into golden score, and he showed us what a great champion he is. Sasai Surakumiyashi there. He takes Moura over, he lands flat on his back, and this great champion here has just won his 9th World Judo title. And that says it all. Arms out aloft there. Look at the Sasai, look at the control on the upper part of the body. Look how he takes him over, and he lands on him just to make sure that he gets the Ippon. Even if it had been a Wazari, it wouldn't have mattered because that was enough to give him his 9th title. Teddy Riner, he is one of the greatest judoka of all time, without a doubt. 9 fingers up, that says I am champion for the 9th time. He's going to run out of fingers, I can tell you. And they all celebrate with him. Lord Sebastian Coe presents Teddy Riner with this gold medal. 2-time Olympic champion for 1500 metres, Sebastian Coe. And he says, congratulations to this great, great champion. He is the most dominant judo player on this planet.
Personalities are what counts, and Teddy has that big, big personality. You know, he fills a room, literally. He fills a stadium. And those are the things that you really want. And he is a fantastic role model. And judo is a fabulous sport in terms of the values that it espouses and also the disciplines that young people have to pass through in order to be even just competent at judo. We're not talking about just elite competitors, but the disciplines that judo espouses for young people are timeless and ageless values.
Wow, today is a long day. I find a new opponent, younger, very athletic and very fast. But for me it's not a problem because I like a beautiful fight, I like beautiful fighter. And I know now for the next competition, each competition and for this Olympiad is very hard and difficult. But I want the challenge. If I continue after the Olympic game, it's for this. So I'm happy.
So that's it for the individual categories of the 2017 Suzuki World Judo Championships. What an event it's been. Once again, judo has showcased its excitement, without sacrificing its values. A new generation of judoka have arrived, and those that managed to fend them off have proved themselves worthy of the title of champion. But we have more judo to bring you from the Pap Laszlo Arena, as our next episode covers the first ever mixed gender team event.